Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Noggin Notes podcast. Been a couple weeks, and I missed everybody. I hope you missed me. It was really tragic, actually. My computer that I usually record on just took a dump right in the middle of recording a podcast. Actually, I was 45 minutes in with a guest, and we lost the whole thing. But I will have that guest back, and it's going to be awesome. But this guest is equally awesome, and her name is Alexandra Katehakis. She's a sexologist. We call them clinical sexologist or sex therapist. She's awesome. We talk a lot about sex, but mostly about relational connectivity and the various things that can interfere with that and then present in the form of sexual problems. So if you're not comfortable with the word sex, you're going to get comfortable because we say it about 7,000 times in this interview. I know you're going to enjoy it. She's incredible. I can't wait to have her back some point in the future. It was really, really educating for me and illuminating. I learned a ton. She's got a brain like a sponge, and I think you're going to get a lot out of it. The podcast, as always, is brought to you by Zephyr Wellness, our company, mine and my business partner Lindsay's, in Reno, Nevada, and also a Sparks location. Check us out at zephyrwellness.org. And we're also brought to you by Audible. Audible is an Amazon company, and what it is audiobooks and all sorts of audio content. If you want, you can get a free trial for 30 days just by going to audibletrial.com/nogginnotes, and you can sign up and preload your preferences. They do a little quick survey about what you like, and then it populates with book titles that they think you'll enjoy. audibletrial.com/nogginnotes. It's got a totally unmatched selection and inventory. They're powered by Amazon, so Amazon can reach far and wide to bring you the best selections of all sorts of audio books, comedy, entertainment of all sorts, news. It's really quite good. I encourage you to check it out, support them, support us, get your brain fed, which is what this podcast aims to do. Thanks for joining us. I am going to present to you my interview with Alexandra Katehakis, PhD, MFT, and some other letters. Hope you enjoy it. Well, we're speaking this podcast episode with Alexandra Katehakis. How are you, Alex?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you today, Jake?
We were both chatting before I clicked the record button that we're both a little frenzied and probably out of gas, and our bandwidth isn't maximized. But I'm doing well, thank you. It's always fun to talk to somebody else who's in the profession, but does it somewhere else in the country. You're in Los Angeles. That's where you make your home there, and you have your practice there. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Florida. The Central East Coast, where the rockets used to go off into space. So I guess some of them still do, actually, but just that area right on the Central East Coast.
That's awesome. So you grew up on the coast, or like in Orlando, or where?
No, on the coast, on the beach. I'm definitely a beach, warm weather person.
That's awesome. I've been to Orlando a few times, and I always wanted to go to the Space Center and check it out because I'm a nerd. And I was in Young Astronauts as a kid, and
oh, wow.
we've just never made it over there, and it's frustrating. But so one of these days I will.
Yeah. I think you would love it if you're a space nerd.
Yeah, and I guess Elon Musk is launching rockets from LA now, right? Or somewhere thereabouts.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think it would be in LA.
Probably not in downtown. No, that's like the center field at Dodger Stadium.
There are 8 million people here now, so it's got to be somewhere in the outer reaches.
Yeah, probably. I just saw it. It was several months ago. I was sitting on the couch, and we saw Falcon 9 returning, and I was watching it with my then 3-year-old, and he was fascinated by it. And now he's just all into rockets. And I know this is totally what the audience tuned in for, is to hear me talk about Falcon 9 and Elon Musk. But anyway, you're a marriage and family therapist, but you also have some other credentials. You got your doctorate degree. What's your doctorate in?
My doctorate's in human sexuality, so that makes me what they call a clinical sexologist. And I choose to study and do a deep dive into human sexuality because I was originally interested in relational counseling. So I became a marriage family therapist instead of a clinical psychologist to typically study major mental illness. And it was, through years and years of working with people and getting involved in a subspecialty of treating compulsive sexual behaviors that led me to becoming certified as a sex therapist and a sex addiction therapist. And so I just decided to round things off by getting my doctorate in human sexuality, since that's where I work all day long.
How long have you been practicing overall?
I think it's 2019, at least 20, if not 23-ish years.
That's a long time. And what drove, I guess, attracted you toward the sexuality aspect of things?
Well, I was in graduate school, and I was sort of at sea there because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I just knew that from my own psychotherapeutic process, my life had changed dramatically. And not just my life, but more importantly, my inner state of being, that I was feeling more integrated, whole, and happy. And I thought, wow, if you can make a living talking to people, what a cool way to make a living. And so I trundled off into graduate school, and it wasn't as romantic as being on a therapist's couch was, but it was intellectually stimulating. And the class that really struck me the most was the human sexuality class. And I started thinking, what does make for healthy sexuality, and how do people maintain and sustain a sexually healthy relationship in long-term committed relationships? That's been my overarching question, and it's still, part of my quest, because I think we are shifting and changing so rapidly right now, and the way in which we have sex has been profoundly influenced by the internet and the speed of the internet. That question is always going to be there, and we're all going to be answering it differently. So I think I see my role is as being a place to open space for self-reflexivity, meaning asking good questions so people can think about it themselves and answer that question for themselves of what's really true for me, what do I like, what don't I like, what am I curious about? If I do that, does it make me feel good or does it make me feel bad about myself? And so it is an interesting terrain to explore with people, and it's never boring, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll bet. And you've just brushed a very broad stroke across human sexuality and some of the facets therein. I want to break this down a little bit and take it piece by piece, maybe from the concrete ground floor. So you work, or you founded, I guess, the Center for Healthy Sex, or are you partnering?
Yes, I did.
So Center for Healthy Sex is where you can find a lot of what Alex does. But if you just Google her name, she pops up all over the place. And she's written several books, and I want to touch on that. But I want you to start with defining healthy.
Well, when I think about healthy sex, I think of sex that is free from coercion. Let me just backtrack a little bit and say that the World Health Organization has written a pretty extensive definition of what sexual health is, which is different than healthy sex. So if people want to Google World Health Organization, they will find that description there. But I think, as human beings, we naturally seek to form relationships. We are pair bonding creatures, and we do that in order to grow and learn and experience life, and certainly to procreate and raise young ones. And so I've come to understand a person's sexuality is intimately tied into our human need to connect with others. Very few people get great satisfaction out of masturbation solely. Now, that said, there are people that are asexual, and there are people that are so extremely avoidant that they are terrified to be in relationship with other people. But in the middle of the bell curve, we have a human need to connect. And so I also recognize that there's a power and allure of sex that can lead people into realms of sexuality that become a source of pain and confusion and self-consciousness, you name it, embarrassment, guilt, shame, secrecy, etc. And so when I think of healthy sex, I think about helping people either restore or forge a path towards growth and connection and vitality so that sex is fulfilling and it's soulful and it's additive to a sense of well-being and a place of celebration. So I guess additive is probably the best word.
I like that. I like that it's enhancing. It's not something that's boring or routine or done out of necessity. But I like the
Obligation.
obligation, compulsion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the additive part. And see if this resonates with you. It's something that I've said to various couples over the years who are struggling with setting it as a priority in their life, right? So they'll come in and they're struggling to connect, and we delve into the intimacy and vulnerability issues, and then come to find out they have sex once a month because they're just busy and they got kids, and I get it. Okay, so well, what's getting in the way? I say life, and we're always tired at the end of the day. I said, well, why don't you put it on the calendar? And they look at me like I have a hole in my head. I said, well,
That's right.
well,
Right.
okay, so I know it sounds weird, and I say, do you put let's pretend they're baseball fans. You say, and I live in Reno. Reno's about 3.5 hours away from San Francisco, which is where the Giants play, and they're my team. So, would you put a baseball game on the calendar if you're going to a Giants game? Yes, of course you do. Usually you plan that, right? They take the whole family. I said, does putting it on the calendar and making the drive over the hill take any of the fun out of the game when you're at the game? And invariably the answer is no. They enjoy it immensely. Yeah, absolutely. And so even if the drive is a chore and you don't like being in a car for 3.5 hours each direction, the game itself is still fun. I said, put sex on your calendar. It's still going to be fun. And then it almost like makes it a priority in your life. And so I found that that's very useful. But I also am acutely aware of flirting with the idea that it then becomes a task, right? So I haven't yet received any feedback that says, well, since we put sex on the calendar, it's become a chore. But I don't know if your experience has been different with that.
Yeah, it's funny because driving to the game is also a task.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of nobody loves that part, the traffic, the getting in and out of the park. It's kind of a drudgery that goes with being in the park. And so people have this kind of romanticized idea and now pornographic idea of what sex is supposed to look like versus the reality of what our life is like. And our life is not like our neighbor's life or somebody on TV or somebody in a magazine's life. And I think that's where people get into trouble. They start looking outside of their own relationship and what's true for them and their family and their logistics. And so this idea of planning sex, I think, makes people's anxiety go up, especially around performance. And what if I'm not in the mood? Or what if I can't get an erection? And so my answer to that is, so what? If you have, farmed your kids out to your parents or your neighbors for a sleepover, and the two of you just feel like roadkill at the end of the week because it's been so stressful, you now have an opportunity to sit and face the one person who is your co-regulator, the person that should be the one who makes you feel the best, that helps you calm down, that feels like you have, they have your back. And so maybe the process is just sitting and talking to each other face to face, eyeball to eyeball, not, wandering around the house, and saying, how are you? You've been really grouchy this week or difficult. And that level of stress is usually a cover for vulnerability. But for the person to say, I'm struggling here, or I had a really hard time with our son, or I hate my job, and to feel like they're seen and heard and vulnerable so that the other party's not threatened or judging or giving advice, then we start to clear some of the debris out of the way where, you can start to breathe together and make eye contact together and maybe just hold each other. Maybe one person just cries. So all of that stress has to get out of the way before people can really make a deep connection and move towards a connected sexuality. So that's a way it can go. Another way it can go is that people just want to burn off stress, so they're using sex as a way to, as an athletic event, just to burn through the stress. And maybe afterwards they talk. So it depends, again, on the couple, their ages, what's going on in their life. There's just so many factors that surround this.
I like that there's no one way. That makes me feel very comfortable. Is it
Yeah.
is it fair to say